Fantastic. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You may be wondering why, especially YouTube, Facebook, why on earth am I wearing jeans to do yoga? Today, April 26th, is National Denim Day. So Denim Day is an awareness event, basically supporting that it is never okay, no matter what someone is wearing, never okay to invade their personal space, never okay to rape, to assault. The jeans come from, there was a court case in the 90s in Italy where there was a trial, a woman was raped, and they ruled the offender not guilty because she was wearing tight jeans, and well, she must have had to help him take them off because they were so tight. So she did not get justice, and the next day someone on the court wore jeans to work in solidarity with her. So that is where Denim Day comes from. So that's why we're wearing jeans this morning, to show support for that cause, because believe it or not, it still happens a lot more than we'd like to think, that people don't get justice because, well, what they were wearing was provocative. They must have wanted it, and we want to get rid of that stigma. So this morning we're going to do a nice chakra flow to kind of work into feeling safe in the body again after we feel that our personal space has been invaded or we're feeling overwhelmed in our life. And Miss Athena is going to do our meditation at the end and share a little bit about her personal experience. So with that, we're going to get started with some breath work, some pranayama. So finding a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you, sitting up nice and tall. If you'd like to sit on your pillow to help you get that height, especially if we're wearing jeans. Sitting nice, long and tall. Maybe resting the palms open on the knees. Breathing in and breathing out. Getting settled into the space today. Maybe we're closing down our eyes. Feeling that nice breeze around us. Tuning into the bells and the music. This is a nice aura healing soundtrack from Spotify. Noticing the breath coming in and out of the nose. And as we begin to bring awareness to the breath, the exercise we're going to do today, it's similar to a Wim Hof breath. If you've ever done that, if you're familiar with Wim Hof, we're going to take 2 sips of air in through the nose. So pause, and then exhaling out the mouth, sighing it all out. And we're going to try to do this a little slower. Some of these breaths where we're holding in air, we tend to go fast. But I really want us to slow down and really think about these 2 sips of air before we let it out. So we're going to do this 8 times at your pace. Breathing in. As we let our breath recover for a moment, any stress or tension we might be feeling in the body still, anything residual from what we may have walked in with, just noticing it, not trying to do anything with it, formulating any thoughts, just feeling any areas of the body that are tight, tense. Maybe we place a hand there, just acknowledging this feeling. Acknowledging that our body is speaking to us. Relaxing those shoulders away from the ears. We're going to do what I like to call putting a pin in it. An old mentor from college used to teach this when we worked on a mindfulness exercise. Anything left over that we're not quite sure what to do with, stick a pin in it or put it in a box and wrap it up like a present, and we're going to come back to it later. So becoming fully present for this practice, putting a pin in it, wrapping up whatever stress is left in the box, setting it to the side and really preparing to get into the body. So the second half of our breathing exercise is alternate nostril breathing. So this is a good exercise for concentration and focus. So if you've never done this before, this involves plugging one side of the nose at the time. So if we're stuffy or congested, we may want to skip this and just do deep abdominal breathing, feeling the breath. If you're with me, we're going to take a hand. I use my right hand, that's the traditional way, with thumb, pinky, and ring finger facing up. Taking it on the thumb on the right side of the nose, so leaving that left nostril open, breathing in. Plugging the other side, the left side of the nose, with the ring and pinky, and letting it out the right side. Breathing it in through the right side. Plugging the right side again. Letting it out the left. So that's one round of breath. We're going to do this 8 times. I'm going to keep count with my hand mudras here. So breathing in. And your breath can be at your own pace. Closing the eyes to concentrate. Dizzy at all, knowing that we can pause or stop. Closing out the breath practiced, taking that last inhale or exhale. If we've completed our breath and we want to take a sip of water, it's a good time to take one. I always feel thirsty after breathing. Starting to warm up the body a little bit whenever we are ready, whenever we get there. Remaining seated. If your ankles are starting to hurt in any way, maybe switching the leg crossing here from what we had, or doing windshield wiper legs like this, whatever feels good to you. Sitting up nice and tall, crown long to the sky. We're going to do some neck circles, and we're going to do these starting with the nose. You may have seen some of these on Yoga with Adriene. I'm definitely a fan because I have neck issues and these tend to jive with me a little better. So we're going to take the nose and start tracing like a small dessert plate, not a dessert place, a small dessert plate going clockwise. Trying to do these slow. We can close the eyes if it helps. If it makes us dizzy, we can open them. I get dizzy with the eyes open. And then maybe we go to a salad plate, making it a little bigger. maybe we open up into a big old dinner plate. Bringing the nose up and around. And whenever we're ready, we're going to reverse our circles, going counterclockwise with those big old dinner plates. This is where I have to remind myself to slow down because I kind of get in a roll. Maybe we go down to our salad plate, knowing that if we get dizzy at any time, we can stop. And maybe we go to our dessert plate. And slowly coming back through center. Deep breath in, big exhale out. Dropping those shoulders away from the ears. We're going to take some full body circles. So hands on the hips so we can really feel the hinge there. Leaning forward, opening the chest almost as if we were doing like a cat-cow. So coming forward and rocking it around clockwise. Trying to keep those sits bones rooted if we can. This is where I really like the pillow under the hips because I have tight hips and hamstrings. And if I'm on a level surface, my sits bones tend to want to creep up. Maybe when we open the heart, coming forward, maybe we round the shoulders, leaning back in, almost as if we were doing a cat, experimenting with that motion in the body. And whenever we're ready, coming back through center, rolling it around counterclockwise. Same thing. Breathing in and breathing out. And whenever we're ready, coming back through center, setting up for some lateral bends, getting some movement, more movement in the spine, taking the left hand, planting it behind us with a little bit of a bend in the elbow. Inhaling, right arm up high, long and tall. Exhale, hinging at the hips, long, tall spine, coming over to the left. And beginning to flow with it. We're going to breathe in, coming back through center, plant the right hand, bringing the left hand up. If it looks silly, it's because I'm mirroring. Breathing in, flowing with the breath. Feeling that stretch in the torso, the obliques, the rib cage. Trying to keep it slow and calculated instead of rushing through our warm-up today. Taking one more time on each side. Maybe we deepen into it a little bit. And coming back through center. So at this point, we can take the pillow out from under us if we've been sitting on it. Getting adjusted here, planting the feet on the earth. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and kind of give them a hug, maybe placing the hands at the shins and getting a nice, long, tall spine here. Breathing in, breathing out. Making sure we have enough room behind us. We're going to rock along the spine just a little bit before we come into standing. I've got a big old root there, so I'm going to scoop over. Maybe I'll do it this way so Facebook, YouTube can see me. That works. So just beginning to rock. Maybe our hands are interlaced here behind our thighs. Breathing in and breathing out. And if this doesn't jive with the spine, if you're on a root too, it's okay. You don't have to do this. And whenever you're ready, meeting me in a standing position, however you want to get there, I'm going to cross my shins over top of each other. into a stand. All right. Standing long and tall in mountain pose here. Breathing in, feeling the feet rooting into the earth. It's one of the awesome parts about doing yoga in the park. We get to get in touch with nature. There's no concrete floor, just us in the ground. Preparing for a couple of sun salutes here. Have no fear, it's not a vinyasa practice. We're just gonna work with moving with the breath, but doing it at our own pace, just to get the body warm. So we're gonna breathe in, bend the knees, send the hands up high, exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Taking a slight bend in the knees, knowing that we don't wanna lock them out. Reaching for the ground, our shins, our calves, whatever feels good. If our hands aren't reaching the floor, this is okay. Just take what's accessible to you in this moment, knowing that every day it's going to feel a little different. Breathing in, breathing out, lingering in this first forward fold. And when we're ready, we're going to walk the hands forward on the mat, plant them on the earth, step the feet back with toes curled for plank. Breathing in, reaching the tailbone out behind us and the crown out in front of us as if someone had a string attached to our head and our tailbone. Exhale, go ahead and lower it down very slowly. And when we get there, keeping the hand placement right here kind of lower on the chest, nose towards the earth. And we're going to lift up for cobra, and to do this we're going to engage the glutes, thighs, breathing in, inflating the belly, letting that guide your movement. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, lower down. Once we've lowered, we're going to push into the hands. Send the hips back towards the heels for a child's pose. Now, if our head's not meeting the earth, this is okay. You can use a pillow here to support the head. Relaxing hips towards heels. And when we're ready, coming up through tabletop, planting the hands, curling the toes under, we're going to lift the knees, lift the hips, sending them back for downward facing dog. Taking care to shine those elbow creases forward. If the heels aren't touching the mat, this is okay. Work with where you are. You put the practice. You may not be able to see that with my heels not touching the mat. Breathing in. Breathing out. And when we're ready, we're going to walk the feet up towards the hands, kind of back in this forward fold. And when you're ready, with feet hip width distance apart, we're going to slowly roll it up, one vertebrae at a time. So engaging the thighs a little bit so we can tilt that pelvis up slowly. And then slowly stacking the vertebrae one on top of the other, meeting in a standing position at the top of the mat. And that's our easy sun salute, and we're going to do this 2 more times at your own pace. So we're going to breathe in, hands up and overhead, exhale, forward fold. Planting those hands on the mat, coming back into plank. Breathing in and exhaling, lowering down. Engaging glutes, core, thighs, breathing in for cobra. Exhaling, coming back down, pressing back into child's pose. Big stretch. Inhaling, coming back up through tabletop. Exhale, sending the hips up and back for down dog. Walking the feet towards the hands. Or you can walk your hands towards the feet. You can play with it however you like. Feet about hip width distance and roll it up. One more time, breathing in, hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands, stepping the feet back. Inhale, exhale, lower down. cobra. Exhale, sending it back for child's pose. Inhaling up, exhaling downward dog. Maybe we take a minute here to pedal out the dog if we'd like. Pedaling out the dog just means bending one knee and then the other, so we're shifting the weight. And then you can play with walking the feet towards the hands or walking the hands towards the feet, whatever you would like to do. Breathing in, slowly rising back up. And rolling the shoulders back and down. Now, we can continue to do 2 more of those, or you could step it up with me a little bit if you'd like. If you want to build a little bit more heat, it's not going to look too much different. We're just going to maybe go a little quicker and add in a little 3-legged dog. So I might go this way for YouTube, Facebook. Breathing in, hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Walking it down to plank. Dropping it down to cobra. Inhale up. Exhale, pressing the hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, I'm going to walk this way so I have the mat for my socks. From here, taking a 3-legged dog if you'd like, stepping the left leg up and back, squaring those hips towards the floor, shining the elbow creases forward. Inhaling big and strong. Exhale, sweep that foot between the hands. So sending left leg between the hands. Remember, I'm mirroring. Breathing in, coming up, getting tall and strong into this kind of modified warrior position here. And then we're going to step up the right foot to meet the left, coming back into this Tadasana. Come back this way. Breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping it out to plank. Dropping it to cobra. Breathing in. Exhale. Send it back. Downward facing dog. And this time, if we're ready, if we're doing a 3-legged dog, kicking the right leg up and back. Remembering to keep shining those elbow creases forward, rooting through that left foot that's on the ground. Inhaling, using that core. Exhale, bring that right foot up between the hands. Taking a moment, getting tall and strong in the legs, breathing in, rising up through the upper body into a slight warrior variation. Breathing in, breathing out, stepping the back foot up, and we're back in mountain pose. From here, we're going to move into our chakra flow. That's the end of our sun salutations. If we need a drink of water, go ahead and get some. It's getting hot out here. We're building some heat. We had a student at the Palm Bay class who moved from California, and he used to do the Bikram, and he's like, well, I moved here and realized I don't need the heaters. I can just go outside. And that is what it's going to be this summer out here at the park, hot yoga. So, rooting through, back in Tadasana with crown long and tall, tailbone down towards the earth, focusing on the soles of our feet. If we need to close the eyes to do this, we can. The first chakra is the root chakra, which is in the tailbone, in the base of the body there. It's also kind of including the glutes, which are one of the biggest muscles in the body, and this is kind of your foundation. So when considering the chakra, this is where we hold the energies of safety. I feel safe. I feel like I have what I need. My needs are met. And knowing that the physical asanas aren't necessarily going to affect the energetic body, but we want to draw awareness today while we're doing these. So our pose for the root chakra is tree pose. So to do this, we're going to root through the right foot, taking your toes. I'm going to take my socks off. Realized I had them on YouTube, Facebook. it is easier to do tree if you are not wearing socks. That way you can use your toes. Getting long and tall, focusing that weight. Maybe we start to shift it over on the right foot. Once it's there, we're going to lift the heel of our left foot. And maybe this is our tree. If you have balance issues or vertigos, maybe we stop here. You can take the heel to the inside of the right ankle there, opening the hips, kind of squeezing that pelvis forward, squeezing the glutes for support, shoulders back and down, staying here, or maybe we lift left leg up to the right calf. If this feels good, staying here. Or if we really want to go for the full Monty, we're going to take our left foot all the way up into the right thigh or groin area, making sure we're not placing it on the knees because we don't want to jeopardize that joint by pressing all of our weight. Knowing that it's okay if we wobble, it's okay if we fall out. It's a practice. Placing the hands wherever you'd like them for balance. This can be hips, hands at heart center, hands all the way up in tree. Wherever we are, we're going to breathe for 3 breaths and say, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Deep breath in, exhale. And we're going to slowly, with control, take the foot off of the inside of the thigh, release it to the earth, coming out of the pose, slowly and controlled, tapping some chi energy into the legs, noticing if you feel any intensity in that right side of the body there. And when we're done, we're going to come back to mountain and set up for the other side. So we're going to root through the left foot. Maybe we're here with our kickstand. I'll show you what my legs look like here. My jeans are hiding it. So you can take that variation. Hips forward, shoulders down. Or we can come up onto the calf. Or we could come up to the thigh. And noticing if this side is any different. I'll say this side is my more challenging side to balance on. Not sure why, couldn't tell you, but it's okay. We're all built differently. So wherever we are, whatever hand placement we like, breathing, making sure whatever posture we're in, we're prepared to breathe. Because when we lose the breath, we're losing our purpose. Breathing in, I am safe. YouTube, Facebook, I am safe. I am safe. And when you're ready, we can take the right leg, release it from the left leg, tap it out. Good job, everybody. Those are some awesome trees. And you'll find that each day, it's going to be different. One day you might nail an awesome tree, and then the next day you're wobbling, and that's totally normal. I do the same thing. Coming into our second chakra, the sacral chakra, we're going to find that like 4 fingers below the navel, so this pelvic area. This is the chakra responsible or connected with creativity, relationship to work, to sexuality. And this chakra really harnesses that creative power. Our emotions are tethered here. So to do this, we're going to concentrate on that area, and we're going to come into any variation of a squat that you would like, that you're comfortable with. The suggestion for this was yogi squat. I will tell you, my behind is not going to make it to the mat. YouTube, Facebook, if yogi squat is in your practice, take it. If not, we're just going to take like a wide-legged squat with feet as wide as the mat or wider if you need to. Hands at heart center, squatting down, trying to keep that spine long and tall as we drop the behind, breathing in, coming up, exhale, forward fold. And we're going to repeat this about 8 times. At your own pace, flowing with the breath, and when you come back up, coming back into a squat, that's it, you guys got it. And we're going to repeat, I create. So breathing in, fold, I create. Inhale up, dropping into that squat. Coming up, I create. That one's 3. Dropping in, doesn't jive with you, don't do it. Coming up, I create. Focusing on that area in the pelvic region, maybe giving it a little squeeze in that bandha area. Mula bandha, I think that's what it's called. Inhale up. We got 2 more times after this. Remembering to repeat, I create. And you can say that silently in your head. You don't have to repeat it out loud. It's up to you. Whatever you're most comfortable with. I may have lost count. 1 more. Exhale. I create. And slowly, wherever we are, rolling it back up. Fantastic. Coming into our 3rd chakra, we're going to come down to the mat. Go this way so I can give a better demonstration. So, I know some of you guys are familiar with boat pose. Boat pose is iconic for turning on that core and that solar plexus area. So the solar plexus, 3rd chakra, is connected to feelings of empowerment. That's our strength source. Maybe our sense of encouragement if we're feeling like we can't do something. So turning that on, really activating that I can power. So we're going to come into boat pose. So to do this, we're going to root the sits bones down. Maybe we wiggle a little bit. Maybe we pull the butt cheeks out of the way, rooting through the earth. Taking the hands behind the thighs, we're going to play with starting to bring the heels up off of the ground and finding our balance. And while we do this, we're going to try to keep our chest open, shoulders down, keeping that spine nice and long. Because if we find that we're doing this, we're going to compromise our low back. So we want to try to keep that spine nice and long. Breathing in, going wherever you're comfortable. If full boat doesn't feel good and this is too intense and it hurts, come back down and just play with sitting up, maybe switching feet 1 leg at a time if that's what you need to do. If we feel good, you can go for full boat and take your feet all the way up. That's when I'm still practicing. You can let go with the hands. Wherever we are, breathing for 5 breaths. Yes, I can. 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 And whenever you're ready, go ahead and lower those legs and take a break before we come into the next variation of this exercise, which is going back and forth between boat and low boat. If the first one was like, yeah, I can, this one might be a little more challenging, but remember to keep at it. Yes, I can, because not everything is going to come easy. But we have the internal strength to achieve our goals. So if you're with me, if low boat is just out of the question, if it hurts your lower back, just stay in regular boat, whatever variation you like. We're going to bring those legs up. And whenever we're ready, inhale, exhale, low boat. Coming up. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right, one more, guys. Yes, I can. Woo! Releasing the feet to the earth. Great job, everybody. We're going to take a butterfly pose, and I can already see some of you doing it. The body is feeling it. It needs that. It's a reminder to listen to our body. I worked that in there after I was working on this. I'm like, my groin, my thighs. So, soles of the feet together. Inhaling, long, tall spine. Exhaling, maybe we hinge at the hips and come forward a little bit. Keeping the spine long. If we feel like we're going to round our spine, just back off, grab for the ankles, shins, whatever feels good. Breathing in, breathing out. listening to the birds sing, bringing a smile to the face. Maybe while we're here, we give ourselves a foot massage. Whatever feels good. If you'd like, with the spine, the thoracic and lumbar spine still long, you can drop the head, getting a stretch in the cervical spine if that feels good. Inhaling, exhaling, listening to the body. Through center. Our next chakra is the heart chakra. This is one a lot of us are familiar with. It's one of my favorites. This area, this chakra is related to opening the heart, being open to receiving and giving love, taking love in, sending it back out to the universe. Maybe we focus on this chakra sometimes if we're feeling unloved or if we're feeling like we've wronged somebody. Focusing on this area of the heart, empowering it. We're going to open the heart by coming into camel pose. So to do this, we're going to come onto our knees. And if back bends are not in your practice, you don't have to take it. You could do bridge instead here. Breathing in, getting long and tall. And there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to curl the toes under so that my heels are closer to me. We're going to engage the core and the thighs, and we're going to drop it back, leaning back, opening the heart, rolling the shoulders down away from the ears, and we're going to reach for the ankles. So the left hand and right hand coming to a resting point here. If we have neck problems, maybe we gaze forward. If this is a common pose in your practice, maybe we drop the head back. Whatever feels good. Repeating, I love myself. I love myself. And if this gets too intense, we can always do one arm at a time. I'll rotate for the camera so everybody can see what I mean, and for you guys. Coming in and out as necessary. Breathing in, opening the heart. I love myself. Which may seem weird to say, especially if we were told as kids, don't be proud, don't be conceited. It is okay to love yourself. We're taught also that we are beautifully and wonderfully made. I love myself. I love myself. And whenever we're ready, slowly coming out. Great job, everybody. I know that can be a hard one to hold. I actually, when I started practicing that one, I could not hold that. I had to have blocks. Back bends are a work in progress for me, so great job. That was really great. Coming down, or we're going up to the throat chakra, but we are going to come down to the mat again. There's a lot up-down for this chakra flow. The throat chakra, obviously residing in the throat, is for communication. So open, honest communication and being able to speak up for ourselves. So to get in touch with this and to bring our thoughts and our mindfulness there, we're going to do fish pose. So I will demonstrate, and if fish is not in your practice, if it doesn't feel good, take bridge. It's a great, easy, restorative posture. We're going to actually start in bridge to get into fish pose, coming down to the back, adjusting our hair if needed. I always have to do that in fish pose. Planting the feet on the earth and bringing the heels towards the glutes. So with bent knees, bringing those heels towards the glutes, reaching the hands towards the heels, walking those shoulders underneath the back body. We're going to lift the hips up, engaging the glutes, the thighs, the core, for a nice bridge pose. And while we're up there, we're going to take our hands underneath the glutes and slowly lower down. So we're releasing our feet to the earth and we're sitting on our hands. So taking those legs long, maybe we walk the elbows up under the back body a little bit more, opening that chest. And if it feels okay, if it doesn't feel okay, you can stay here. If it feels okay, placing the hands on the mat, gripping the mat and tractioning the whole upper body up, leaning the head back, and placing the crown of the head or the back of the head onto the mat, if it feels okay. Breathing in, breathing out, opening the chest. This is fish pose. And while we're here, we're going to breathe and say, I speak up for myself.
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 Knowing that you can come out whenever you need to. 2 more breaths if we're holding it. I speak up for myself.
I speak up for myself.
And this can be in the form of setting boundaries, saying no to things that aren't serving us, using your voice, both your inner voice and letting that become your outer voice. I speak up for myself. And whenever you're ready, slowly with control, release the head back to the earth, planting the feet on the earth, lifting those hips, releasing the hands, hugging the knees to the chest for a second, because that is kind of considered a back bend. It's a heart opener. Giving the knees a big hug, maybe rocking from side to side. My mic's in the way, so I'm just going to hold in this nice hug, breathing in and breathing out. And whenever you're ready, coming back up, you can rock to a seat, you can roll over and get there however you'd like. We're going to come into the, 6th chakra, which is the third eye. This is one of the more popular ones as well. You hear that talked about a lot. The third eye for intuition, for making wise decisions. It's right up here, kind of in between the eyebrow area. So to get in touch with this, we're going to do child's pose. And I encourage you, if you're like me and your head doesn't reach the mat, to find a pillow, a block, something to rest your head on, because you want to, the goal is to make contact with that third eye area there. So coming down, you can take it with knees together or knees wide, whatever feels good. Bringing the arms out in front or behind. Getting comfortable here. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. And while we're here, repeating the phrase, the mantra, I am willing to look within for my answers. I am willing to look within for my answers. While we're sitting here, focusing the hips back towards the heels, relaxing with each exhale. Checking in with those shoulders, pulling them away from the ears if we've got hunched shoulders. I always have to check myself there. Part of nourishing this third eye chakra is trusting yourself that you have the answers, that you can make wise decisions. It's easy to want to seek answers from others and get multiple opinions. I mean, that's the classic research process. But also knowing that we can look inward and only we know what's best for us. Breathing in and breathing out. I am willing to look within for my answers. I am willing to look within for my answers. Feeling the breeze on the skin.
focusing our attention to that spot in between the eyebrows that's making contact with either a pillow or the earth. Breathing in, I am willing to look within for my answers. And exhaling, sighing out the mouth. Whenever you're ready, slowly pressing up through the palms and coming up out of the lovely child's pose. Coming into our last posture, we're going to focus on the 7th chakra at the crown of the head. This is the crown chakra, or Sahasrara. The crown chakra is for kind of intuition and wisdom again, but also the letting go of that sense of control, accepting there's a higher power or the universe, whatever that is to you, whether that be God, angels, or just Mother Nature, whatever that is to you, accepting that the world spins without our help and it's going to keep turning no matter what we do. We are not in control, and being okay with that. And relaxing and knowing that we are all connected. So we're going to do this. Normally, a lot of yogis would do a headstand. That's a little out of my scope. So we're going to take an inversion, which is kind of the point, reversing that blood flow. So you'll notice everybody's got a chair next to your mat. If you don't, we'll find you one. So taking your chair, I don't have one right in front of me, but I think Athena's got one there. You can grab one because I want to make sure we hit them. I'll bring you back your chair. Or do you got one?
There's an extra one, babe.
Okay. So taking our chair, opening it up. And this is our last pose before meditation. So if the sun is super bright, you'll notice you also have these eye pillows here. These are great for blocking out the sun and focusing inward. So we're going to take this chair and we're going to come into, if you were at home, YouTube, Facebook, this could also be legs up the wall.
Savannah, can you do the other side for the video?
Okay, I can do the other side. I will do the opposite side. So this would be legs up the wall if you were at home, but we're in the park, so we have park chairs. So bringing our legs at kind of a 90-degree angle here and placing them up in the chair, scooting the glutes as close to the bottom as you can. Maybe a little difficult, but I also find legs up the wall kind of hard to get into at home. Setting up, seeing if we can relax those legs. So I've got mine kind of hanging out like this because my legs are long. Grabbing this eye pillow and coming down. Once we're here, getting comfortable. If it feels good to take the legs all the way up to the top of the chair, you can. Whatever feels best. The point is the inversion. We're putting the legs up, reversing the blood flow, coming back towards the heart, the head, the brain. Relaxing the palms on the earth, making that connection. Feeling the support of the ground underneath you. Opening ourselves up and repeating as we breathe. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes before meditation. And repeating to ourselves, I am connected. Inhaling in. I am connected. I am connected. We are connected to each other, connected to the earth,
as if it's causing tension. Feeling the jaw relax, legs relax. Meditation today, Athena will be sharing her personal story about how her space was invaded without her consent, and sharing a meditation with you on how you too can feel safe again in your body, in your home, after you've had that kind of invasion, being able to bring it back to a sense of stability. So if you would like to keep this inversion, you can. If you would like to remove your chair, you can. Coming into our final Shavasana for meditation.
When you breathe, you connect your body to the sense of feeling. Place your hand on your heart, your hand on your belly. I invite you to stay in this inversion. This is how I do my meditation mostly. I'm going to come to a seated position because I want to share with you that you can meditate in every position. Most of us sit in a car. Most of us sit down at a desk and a computer. Most of us sit in front of the TV. I'm going to share with you how to connect with that energy in one moment, just connecting with breath and the feeling of your hand on your heart or your hand on somewhere on your body so you can feel that energy inside of you. If you're sitting down, cup your hands, bring your thumbs together so you're connecting this circle of energy to your body. When you breathe in, feel the breath filling up your belly. When you breathe out, feel your breath absorbing into your body. If you've ever been a victim of emotion, turmoil, someone dying, someone attacking you, someone invading your space verbally abusive, physically abusive, we're going to learn to turn the chapter of our life, and then we're going to say a protection in our mind at the end to protect us from all unserving thoughts, emotions, and outside vibrations. You've already relaxed your body on one level. Savannah has brought us through a beautiful opening of the chakras that help heal us. So come back to this video time and time again when you're feeling that vulnerability, when you're feeling that depression, that anxiety, that stress, like nothing is going to work out in your life. You're finding it here, in this moment, in this time. You're connecting with breath by feeling the belly up and feeling it when you inhale. when you exhale, you relax. I used to work at a restaurant, and 3 people asked me for a ride home that night, but I wanted to get my steps in, and I wanted to turn the headphones on to look at the stars in the night, and I knew it wasn't quite safe. And what I usually do is I walk down to the bank, I deposit my money after I've worked that night, and then I walk home. Essentially 2 miles. Well, believe it or not, I was able to deposit my money. And I passed this guy on the street. He was a small, short, black man. And when I had my back, and I was turning to walk home in a Target parking lot, I had my headphones in so I didn't hear anybody behind me, and someone grabbed me. They shoved something into the side of my back. I grabbed that, which it turned out it was a fake plastic gun. And in 10 seconds, I grabbed that, I turned around, I spooked the guy. He gave me a right hook into my face and broke my nose. So it was bleeding profusely. There was a guardian angel. There was a night guard that scared the man away. 911 was called, but they were taking too long, so I decided to jog home. Scared the shit out of my husband when I turned the bedroom light on after he was sleeping. And he took me to the emergency, where I waited 6 hours for the doctor to look at me. So that sounds traumatic. And I can say that now without getting emotional, because I've taught myself to turn the page into a new life. To not see the small, everybody that walks across me that looks like a small, short, black man, to be scared of. I went as far as a few weeks later, I was walking down the street during the day and I thought I saw this same guy, and I followed him a little bit. But I wasn't sure, so I kind of gave it up because I wanted to be brave. I wanted to face my fear. And it's really scary. Your heart is pumping hard and hard every time you think about it. And that anxiety level goes up and your body temperature goes up. And then you get all scared inside and you feel these emotions pressing down on you like a weight. And that sometimes happens to us when we feel fear, when we feel anxiety, when we feel depression. And if we notice that about yourself, I noticed it too much in myself. I mean, it took about a year to really breathe. So I kept looking at my mind. I said, okay, let's physically look at what you need to do. You need to come into a meditative state, relaxation. I knew all about this stuff. This is the beginning of my yoga teachings. I knew I had to visualize something so I could move on to the next step. So I visualized a chapter in a book. And I saw myself turning the page of the new chapter and walking away from the pain and the pressure of that emotion. And sometimes when you go back to it, you get all wobbly in the emotions and it brings it up, and that's okay because you still need to express that and let it go. But if you know that it happens over and over and over again, and that emotion is affecting your happy life, continue to come into a meditative state, turn the page, and feel yourself in that happy moment of walking away. Skip like a child along the beach. I see myself coming across, I see that small black man, and I see me walking away, turning the page, and playing, having fun with the grandkids, seeing myself on the beach skipping along, flying a kite, something fun that makes me feel happy. And then the biggest energy, loving feeling inside of your body to sweep away all the hurtness in your life is the feeling of love. So when you feel that love sensation, make it really well up in your mind and in your heart. Breathe into that sensation. Hold the breath, so you're holding on to it. And then when you exhale, you feel those shoulders dropping, you feel your hips relaxing, and you're feeling that love sensation in your body absorbing. Inhale strongly. Lift your body up. And exhale, relax. Ooh, good. There's strength in that. Repeat these positive affirmations. You're going to come back to this video time and time again and repeat this every day. I am protected against all harm that might come to me. Shedding all doubt and fear is the key. A strong body, mind, and spirit. I will always be. You're going to say this out loud with me again. Feel it deep down inside. Repeat, I am protected against all harm that might come to me. Shedding all doubt and fear is the key. A strong body, mind, and spirit. I will always be. When you inhale with me. 1, 2, 3. Hold that sensation. Slowly exhale out. 3, 2, 1. You're absorbing the words into your body. It's going down to your bones, muscles, ligaments, in the organs. Every vibration of energy. Relax. 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 In that relaxation, you're accepting that vibration. Now when you come up nice and slow, the eye pillow is going to fall off. It's going to be nice and bright out. And we're going to reach for the sky with our hands in a laced position, reaching up like we're yawning, we're opening up our body, and we're breathing and stretching. So you can do this in the chair, you can do this sitting down. Breathe in one more time, reaching for that power, reaching for that energy. And then when you exhale, bring the hands to heart, the prayer Anjali Mudra, pressing the thumbs into the sternum, bowing the head and relaxing the shoulders and hips and legs and feet. You're accepting that energy inside of you. So each time it gets easier and easier, and things don't bother you as much. And you find peace. And you find love. Namaste. Ooh, great class, right? Holy cow, that was a wonderful energy opening.